and welcome back to Football Made Simple. We're back with the final in-game analysis of the Premier League for this season, as Rodgers' Leicester hosted Solskjaer's United in the battle for Champions League football. Leicester needed the win to guarantee Champions League football, but it was United who came away with the 2-0 win, thanks to a Fernandes penalty and a late finish from Lingard. The XG does indicate that United deserved the win, although the distribution of that XG makes for interesting reading. But what tactics did both managers use in this closely contested match? In this video, we take a look. A quick reminder of the formations chosen by both managers, as you can see on screen now, courtesy of the OneFootball app. OneFootball is a great free app that will give you so much more than just formations. It gives you stats on your favorite teams and players, score updates, and so much more. And recently, it has undergone a redesign to make your life so much easier. It's completely free, and OneFootball has been supporting Football Made Simple for a while now, so it would be great if you downloaded it for free through the link in the description below to support the channel. As United had the majority of the ball, let's take a look at what they did first. United wanted to play out from the back throughout the match, usually not opting to go long. Vardy and Iheanacho would form a 2, so often this would mean that the ball had to go wide. However, at times, Leicester were willing to push high in the press. This involved their forwards going onto the centre-backs and pushing their wing-backs high to confront the full-backs. In these wide areas, they looked to cut off the central passing options in order to put the man under pressure and try to win the ball, which they did on more than one occasion in these areas, leading to shots. But for most of the match, United were able to play out. To prevent this 2 versus 2, Matic often dropped into the backline. But this may have played into Leicester's plan a little, who wanted to prevent play in the centre of the pitch to limit the quality of Pogba and Fernandes, which they succeeded in doing. One of the reasons was, with Matic deep, Pogba often found himself isolated, particularly with Chowdhury looking to close him down quickly. As a result, he had a lot less influence than usual, only completing the 5th most passes for the team. Instead, United used interesting mechanisms on both sides. On the left, with Matic covering, Williams could at times invert into the midfield to be a secondary option alongside Pogba. But more commonly, he pushed high up on the left wing, pinning Albrighton back and creating time and space for Rashford to drop into. And throughout the match, we saw Rashford trying to create from these regions, looking for the long ball over the top into Martial or Greenwood running in behind, as Leicester used a highish line at times. And if there was no space to run in behind into, Greenwood would stay higher and wider, pinning Leicester's wing-back back to free up the switch to Wan-Bissaka instead, who found space but often couldn't utilise it. On the right-hand side, Lindelof as the wide centre-back was key to the build-up play. With the Leicester forwards tied up, he would look to drive into the space, and often he would be confronted with the Leicester midfielder. But again, the diagonal run in behind was crucial, as he would look to pick out Rashford, Martial, and even Fernandes making the run behind the Leicester defenders, and they almost had success with this a few times. But as the game went on, Greenwood would now look to tuck in to occupy Leicester's midfielder and open a new lane for Lindelof to carry the ball into. But generally, the 3 versus 3 in midfield made it difficult for United to get any space in creative regions, and Leicester dropped into a deep 5-3-1-1. Fernandes had to move wide more and more often to try to get onto the ball as the centre was occupied. In addition, Leicester's wide centre-backs did a great job of controlling the half spaces. The lack of chance creation is shown as no United player had over 0.09 expected assists in the 90 minutes. But how about Leicester? What did they do with the ball? Well, when they did have the ball deep, United did a great job of cutting off their options and forcing them long at times. And neither Iheanacho or Vardy are great in the air, so usually the ball ran through to De Gea. The increased long balls are shown as Schmeichel attempted comfortably more long balls than De Gea. But at times, United used more of a mid-block, comfortable letting the Leicester centre-backs have the ball. Usually, Ndidi, Tielemans and Chowdhury would show short, all looking to provide passing options and trying to draw United's midfield deeper. Iheanacho would then drop into the space created and Vardy pushed high, and the threat of his pace in behind meant that defenders were hesitant to commit to Iheanacho and he would get a lot of time in these regions. This is shown in the contrast in his touch maps compared to Vardy's in and around zone 14. Vardy's runs in behind were always a threat, however, he was rarely found. Leicester would often shift to the right hand side by moving their players there and dragging United's across to compensate. They would then look to shift the ball to Thomas, who pushed high on the left hand side, in space to cross, and he attempted 4 crosses, all of them finding their men, but none of them got the finish. Generally, however, Leicester also struggled to create high quality chances. Overall, it was a cagey match, with both teams more concerned about not conceding rather than going for it. United won't care, however, having gotten the win and into Champions League football for next season. But what other tactics did you notice? Drop them down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the videos linked at the end of this one.